Okay, now you should be done with making the collage portion of my graphic life and you're ready to add your name. There are two things we're going to talk about: blending layers and layer styles. So the first thing I'm going to do is type my name. I'm going to click on the T tool for typing. And up here I'm going to choose my font. You want something that's nice and thick, so I chose Impact. If you want to go find a different font, that's fine. And you may want to just start with something that's a manageable size, like 48 point. You can always make it bigger. I'm going to align it to the center, so that's this one. And I'm going to make sure it's black by dragging to the bottom left corner on the color and hitting OK. I'm going to click in the middle because I'm going to center it where I want to start, and I'm going to type my name. Well, I'll type Mark Zuckerberg's name in this case, because that is who this picture is of. And I'm going to highlight it, and I'm going to make it bigger. Now, one way to make it bigger is to pull out the character panel, because it'll both let me adjust the size as well as the leading. And leading is the space between the lines. So I can click on the character panel up here, and it pulls it up. And then just by hovering on the size, the two T's right here, and dragging, I'm going to make the size bigger. So I'm clicking and holding down the click and dragging. And this is your leading, which is the space between the lines. So I'm going to get that the way I want that as well. That's it. I've got it where I want it. Going back to my Move tool, and I'll put it on the part of my design that I want it to go on. So I want to see his eyes. I'll put it down here. And this is where we add the two effects. So the first thing I'm going to do is add an outer glow. And the way I do that is by going to the layer styles. So I'm over here on my layers, and I'll double click the layer, and it'll pull up the panel with the layer styles. I'll click on outer glow, and you actually need to highlight it in order to see the properties that'll let me change it. And I really want it to pop, so I'm going to drag my opacity all the way to 100%. That's going to make it not see-through at all. I'm going to drag my spread, and I may even drag the size just to make it pop a little bit. And hit OK. You'll see your effects over here. And I'm going to change my blending to overlay. Now, in my case, I'm going to make some adjustments to, I may want to go back in and make some adjustments to the opacity of my actual picture, which we talked about by making my layer see-through and adding some colored layers behind it. That would make it pop, excuse me. In order to do that on your original or on your different layers that you have for your graphics, you would need to merge those all together. That way you can change the opacity all at once. And if you have questions about that, I will show you next week. But I did just click it, I changed my opacity, and I added a black layer behind it. That's it. So good luck, and I will see you on Tuesday.